Hi guys, so let's jump right into the tutorial because we want this to be super quick and easy for, you know, every single day. So this would be my take on back to school or just a work, you know, face. This is just my interpretation. You can alter it or change anything to however you would like. But we're gonna start with pinning back our hair, and all the products that I use will be listed down below. But first I'm going to go in with this new Becca. It's called Backlight Priming Filter. So this is basically like a filter, like an Instagram filter for your face, but it honestly has high luminosity, and that's why I like it. It's almost like using one of their you know, illuminators, but it's just a primer. So warm that up and all over the face. Now, and I know I've said this in numerous tutorials, but anybody new to my channel, I am all about priming your skin. I think a clean base is the best for laying down anything. So the most time we're going to take is pretty much to prime. So then my MAC Skin Refined Zone, and we're going to put that in the T-zone because we want this makeup to stay all day at school or work, wherever it is you're going. Although it's minimal makeup to me. It may not be minimal to most people, but it's minimal to me. You still want it to stay all day. And then Nivea Aftershave Balm for Men, I'm going in on the rest of my face so everything sticks. Really nice for us all day. Excuse the nails, getting them done. Don't need to apologize for that, but they are quite an ugly sight to look at right now. Now, I've been dragging this down my neck, so the foundation that I use does stick better on my neck. And then I'm just going to put on my Best Damn lip mask just on my lips while I'm getting ready, because I want them to be nice and moisturized. Okay, moving on to foundation. I'm using my EX1 Invisiwear because this is my holy grail. You want to use your like favorite foundation or product. You could also go in with just a BB cream, which this is my favorite one. I'm gonna opt for foundation today, but you could use whatever your little heart desires. I don't want too much though. I want to sheer it out, so I'm using my Real Techniques Complexion sponge, which it's damp. And the reason I'm using this instead of the Beauty Blender is because this one, when it's wet, I feel shears your foundation or anything you're going in with a lot more than the Beauty Blender because it holds so much more water. So I'm just going to take this and put it on my face. You want this to be, you know, not as quick because you still want to look put together, but, you know, within reason, and just stipple that on. You could also, if you don't have a sponge or you don't have a brush or anything like that, you could use your fingers, honestly. You could use your fingers, but I just feel it leaves it streaky and strokey, and I personally don't like that. I'm going in with one more pump because I use a lot of foundation. But the beautiful thing about this sponge is it shears it out for me. So, but I do want that coverage still. When I was in high school, if I can find the pictures of me in high school, I'll put a few clips like right up here. If I can find them. I'm not promising anything, but I went from like freshman year like wearing so much makeup. And then you can see as the years go on, I started to wear less and less because less is more. So this should really, if I wasn't talking through this, it would take me legit 10 minutes. But I'm talking through it, so it's going to take me a little bit longer. But you just want to stipple this all over your face like so. And voila. Then you want to go in and just conceal the parts of your face, you know, under the eyes. You could honestly skip the BB cream or foundation and just conceal the areas you want to if you want to go even quicker. But again, like I said, I'm a foundation girl. So this is my Nars Radient Creamy Concealer in Ginger. This is the same color as my skin. I don't want anything that's gonna highlight me, none of that, because I don't have time, like, you don't have time for all that. So just concealing, you know, I am kind of putting it in the same areas I would highlight, but that's just to even my skin tone a little bit more, because I put a sheer layer of foundation. So this is just to give me a little bit more coverage. So just take your favorite concealer, and I always like to use my trusty, like my tried and true products, so like my holy grail products when I'm doing, you know, basically what I'm trying to say is I wouldn't try anything new on your first day of school or your first day at work, because you don't want it to go wrong and then you're not at home to touch up or wash your face or anything like that. So just stippling that in with the same sponge. Typically I'd use a brush for this, but like I said, we're trying to save time. So you can use the same sponge you use, and that's just going to give you a little bit more coverage. Then you're gonna wanna go right in, and this is my favorite under eye setting powder from the drugstore. Again, if you have been watching my videos, you know I use this all the time to just set everywhere you concealed. That's probably the most important part of your whole face routine in this, is you want to set everything down so it doesn't move all day. Because like I said, even though this is a minimal, just your face but better makeup tutorial, you still want everything to stay in place. Okay, so I did all of that. Now I'm gonna go in and fill my eyebrows in. This is personally gonna take me a long time, because that's just, I'm gonna do one eyebrow for you guys, then do the other one off camera, because it takes me a little bit longer to do them. So I'm using my NYX Micro Brow Pencil. It's got a spoolie at one end, and then the product is right here on the tip. It's a retractable pencil, so these are really, really good. They're inexpensive. They're like $8 at the drugstore. You can get them at Ulta, Target. This is in Taupe. So anyone with lighter hair, I'd go with Taupe. Honestly, even if you have dark hair, if you don't want a bold brow, just go with Taupe. It's such a universal shade that anybody can use it. So I always start with my brow and comb it up, just to get all the hairs up and over into place, and then I bring it over. And then I just go in and I start to just flick. Now, flicking strokes mimic, I can't speak today, they mimic hair, like real hair. So you don't look like you have this bold ass brow that doesn't go with the rest of your face. You really want the most minimal filled in brow. I mean, unless you like that bold brow, then girl, do you, boo. Honestly, do you. But I, for a makeup look like this, am not gonna go in with like powder like I typically would or anything like that. I do plan to do a brow tutorial just to show you how I fill in my brows, or different ways or products to fill your brows in. But on a minimal, you know, no makeup look type situation, I'm just gonna fill it in with a pencil and a little brow gel, and that's gonna be that. So again, just mimicking hair like strokes. So I have some, you know, hairs that are growing back in right now, so I just kind of make them look a little bit like more undone and like bushy almost. I'm just gonna do the other brow actually. This one on my right side always takes a little bit more time, because it's like almost like I have bald areas right here, so I really have to pencil that in. You know, like they say, your eyebrows are cousins, not twins or sisters, because you want to, like, from my opinion, okay, let's just say my opinion, you always want to follow your natural shape. Unless you're going for like a different look, you can try to make them perfect and look equally as good on both sides. in my experience and everything like that, I find trying to literally mimic them to be like twins, like it's never going to be perfect. You're going to be there for 25 minutes trying to perfect your brows. So I just go with the natural shape of my own brow. Even though this brow is different a little bit than that one, it still is going to look pretty similar from afar. No one's going to be like all up in your face studying your eyebrows. So again, just brushing hair like strokes, and then you always want to flip your spoolie over and brush through, because that's going to give you the most, the product is going to be distributed really nicely. And I'm not going to spend any more time on these, so that is that. But that's just a really quick way to do your brows. And then I always set it. You always want, like for me, you always want to set everything. So this is the, you can't even see it, it's off. But this is the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And then I just go over in the same kind of like strokes that I did for the pencil and brush these hairs up. This is just going to make sure that your brows legit don't go anywhere. Like I've said in the past, this shit is like super glue for your brows. But, oh, you can't like, it's not like one of those brow gels though that you can like tell your brows are like, oh, little, I don't know what the heck that was. But yeah, this isn't gonna like make your eyebrows look like they're legit stuck to your face, but they will not move. The product won't move, anything like that. So brows are done, base is done, and now we're going to go in and just set on my foundation. And for that, I ended up getting, I'm so excited, my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. You know how I always use it for my bronzer? I got one in my actual shade. So super excited about that. I'm just going to take your favorite face powder. You can go translucent. You can literally do any face powder you like. And I'm just setting my whole face with this. I love the MAC Mineralized Skin Finishes because they were designed to mimic your skin. So they're super finely milled, and I told you planes. Yeah, so they're meant to mimic your skin. So they're not going to make you look too powdery or anything like that. They're just gonna sit down your base really nicely and make sure your foundation and everything doesn't move all day. The other reason I feel you should set your face down is because when you go in with your bronzer, you have a powdered face already, so it's going to be super easy to blend your bronzer into your face if it's set down. If your foundation or BB cream is still a little sticky, then it's going to be super hard to get that line out, and it almost will make you look more muddy. So that is another trick. Always set your face down, even if it's just a translucent powder, like a light dusting over. It's almost like putting that transition color in your eye, on your eyes. Sorry. Oh boy, this is coffee today. I had already 2 cups of coffee. So anyways, my point is it's going to be easier to blend your bronzer in. So I'm going in with Smashbox, and this is the Bronze Lights in Deep Matte for my bronzer. And I'm just going to swirl my brush, tap off the excess, and go in, you know, my contouring areas, but I'm not contouring. I'm just bronzing the skin. So the chin, the cheekbones, I brush it down my neck a little bit just to give me some bronzed. Up in your temple area and the sides of your face. And also, thumbs up this video and leave me a comment if you guys want to see a how to highlight and contour. I can certainly do that for you. I know strobing is all like the rage right now, but I'll never stop bronzing or contouring, honestly. You can take like 10 pounds off your face by contouring, so why would you ever want to stop doing that? So I'm just taking whatever I have and just kind of blending it, honestly, everywhere, just to warm up my skin so I look really fresh and dewy and bronzed for my first day of work or school. And okay, so next we are going to blush a little bit, and I am so excited. This is the Girllactik blush in Madrid. And it's just like such a neutral blush. It almost doesn't look like a blusher, but it is. It is a blusher, and they're so pigmented. It's like the size of an eyeshadow, but it's honestly awesome. And I found Girllactik at my local Rite Aid. Like, I died when I walked in and saw Girllactik. I was like, what? This is drugs. Like, it's definitely still not drugstore pricing, but Girllactik is an amazing, amazing, amazing brand. And I thought you could only get it online, but look, check your local Rite Aid, CVS. I don't know the rhyme or reason to that, but I was so excited when I walked in and saw these. Like, they are so good. So anyways, you do get, it's worth the price. So I like to just smile and just blush my cheeks a little bit. And in a stippling motion, you just want to smile and, like, do you see how pigmented that is? Yes! So blush, and then I'm going to go in with the Girllactik Faceglow in Natural. And it's this really pretty highlight, but it's super, super natural. So I'm just going in with my Morphe M501. I also will list all of the face brushes from now on that I use on my face in the description bar down below. So I don't know if you can see that, but like, it's such a natural highlight, and it's so pretty. It doesn't overdo it, none of that. So bam, highlighted, dewy, glowy, and you're like ready for the day, and you just look so fresh. Like, oh, it's such a pretty highlight. It's so subtle, but like you're legit glowing from within. So just hitting that on the tops of the cheekbones, the Cupid's bow, and above my brows, a little on the forehead. I have like some brush hairs on my face. And then this is an extra step that I do because I like to set all my powders down. Again, I've powdered now, I've set the foundation, but I want to actually set my powder, so I'm going in with MAC Fix Plus. Just a few spritzes of this. Any setting powder you have will be fine, and you just want to kind of fan it out, and this is going to set down all my powders so they look extremely natural. So I don't look like powdery or anything like that. That's not cute. You don't want to look like that. So now I am going in with this Real Techniques. This is a dual fiber eye brush. I actually got the whole line. They're all dirty right now, but these are awesome brushes. This whole set was $20, and they are such good quality dual fiber. They're very good for applying bronzer, blush, eyeshadow very lightly. You can never deposit too much product with a dual fiber brush. They are amazing. You could actually use this one even to buff your foundation in. Real Techniques is a very, very inexpensive but amazing brand for brushes. If you're new or just starting in with makeup and you want to build your kit, definitely check out the Real Techniques brushes. They are awesome. I highly recommend them. So now for the eyes. You want to still, even though you're trying to rush out the door, you still want to give your eyes dimension. That's my personal thing. If you want to just throw mascara on, call it a day, that is up to you, and you will be good to go and you'll still look beautiful. But I'm going to take the extra step, and I'm going to go in with my bronzer and on this dual fiber little eye brush, and I'm just going to dust this into the crease of my eye. Now, I don't know if I mentioned before that I took my concealer on my eyelid, so it's kind of like setting it for a base instead of going in with something else. And I'm just buffing this in to give my eye some sort of life. You can see the difference already, and that's just a little bit of bronzer. Now you can take really any brush to do this, but the dual fiber brush is awesome because, like I said, it doesn't deposit too much product, and it just gives you an even, flawless application. you always, you know, if I'm running out the door, I always do this trick with bronzer, and then you'll see I'll go in with my highlight. And this is the quickest way that I found to get your makeup done and still be ready for the day, feel beautiful, and, you know, and you literally are just repeating most of the products that you already use on your face. So you don't need a bunch of products. You don't need to be like a makeup junkie to still get that desired look that you want. So just buff that into your liking. I'm just gonna stop here because I could go all day. And then I'm going in with the Girllactik Faceglow. So the one that we use on our cheekbones. I'm literally gonna take this with my finger. So you don't even need a brush for this. And I'm just going to pat this right on the eyelid. As you can see, it's just giving that eye a little bit of pop, of shimmer. It's not too much because, like I said, the Girllactik one is very natural. So it's perfect to just give your eyelid a little bit of pop. And then I just go back in with that brush and just blend the two together. And I don't take too much time to do this. I don't want to lose the color on my lid from too much blending because it's pretty much like easy peasy. That's it, done. You can, another trick too is you could go in with your blush and deepen your crease a little bit if it's a little bit deeper, or if you want to add like a little bit of pink or whatever your little heart desires, you can do that as well. Now I'm taking that same dual fiber brush and the bronzer, and I'm just going to lightly dust this underneath my eye. You can skip this step if you're not somebody that likes to wear eyeshadow underneath your eyes, or in this case bronzer, but I like it because, like I said before, but I just don't want to be too like repetitive on my channel, but I like to do this because I like to cover up the little lines underneath my eyes. So if you want that, need to use that trick because you have a little bit more of mature skin, or you just used to tan like a mad woman like I did when I was younger, you can use this trick. Okay, so pretty much you are now done. I'm going to go in and take my eyelash curler and my mirror, and I'm just going to curl the lashes. I can't talk when I'm doing this. I feel like I'm like gonna hurt myself. Now, I typically would throw falsies on, but for the purpose of this video and just for the purpose of like an everyday look, I would just throw mascara on. If I had like more time, I would throw on a super subtle lash, but when I was back in high school, I would have never worn fake lashes to school. So I'm just giving my lashes a squeeze like this, and that just makes them really curly for me. My lashes are pretty straight, so don't ever heat up your eyelash curler. I know some people say that that's like a better trick. I would never ever heat this up, because if my eyelashes fell out, I would cry. I would cry, and I know you would cry too if your eyelashes fell out. So now I'm just going to take, oh, this mascara is amazing. I was going to do like a haul of all the new products that I've gotten, but I'm just gonna kind of slowly introduce you to them, or do a video just based on like what my favorite products are like at the moment. But this is from MAC. It looks like a little lipstick tube. It's so cute. It's the Upward Lash Upward Black. So I think it's like meant for your top lashes, and it is awesome. If you're like me, which I know a lot of people don't like these kind of brushes, but this brush is super small, and it's one of those like rubbery ones. That's the kind of brushes I like. So I'm just going to take that and give yourself 2 generous coats of mascara, just to open your eye up. Like, this stuff is amazing. That's one coat. And it makes my lashes like so long and separated. I freaking love this mascara. I love it. MAC mascaras and lipsticks are like my two like favorite things from MAC. I honestly could go without their eyeshadows because Makeup Geek has really good eyeshadows, but their mascara and their lipstick, like, no. So I'm just going to let this dry because as you can see, I got some on my top. Now I'll show you how to fix that, or at least this is how I would fix it. So if you're in a rush and you don't have time to wipe it all off and go back in, what I do is just wait for the mascara to dry. This was kind of perfect that happened so I could show you how to fix it. Okay, so I just go in, honestly, and go over it with my whatever eyeshadow I was wearing. If it gets on my top lid, I go right in and blend it right in to the eyeshadow. Bada bing, it's gone. So once it dries, it's super easy to just remove it, but I don't like to go in with a Q-tip or anything like that because then you just wipe off all the stuff you just did. So then I'm going in. This is not a necessary step. You can take whatever mascara you just used on your bottom lashes, but my MAC Gigablack Lash is my favorite bottom lash mascara, and this wand, let me show you, is long and skinny. Why aren't you focusing? So I like to use this one. I honestly go over my top lashes with it because this one is more of a separating mascara. The other one that I just use gives you a lot of volume in your lashes, so it makes them super thick and long. Separates too, so I would say basically my camera died, so here we go, and I am taking a option that you can do. This isn't for everyone, so if you are an eyeliner girl, this is what I wanted to add in. I'm using a Maybelline brown eyeliner, and it's called, I believe, Baked Toffee or some sort like that, and I'm just putting that in my waterline and my tight line just to give your eyes a little bit more of a pop. It definitely opens it up, especially for blue, green, hazel eyes. Brown is super flattering. If you had brown eyes, I would honestly pop a blue or green liner in there. Then I just took my E36 by Morphe and blended it out to make it nice and even, so it didn't look like it had any sharp lines, or if it did tend to run down out of the waterline, it wouldn't be as noticeable. Now just going in with my MAC Gigablack Lash and coating the bottom lashes as I typically always would. This is obviously my favorite bottom lash mascara, and I will continue to use this. So I, again, apologize. My camera overheated, and so I had to wait a little, then lost the audio to this. So just coating the top lashes, and my mouth is obviously talking and talking and talking a little more. So this is going to be an awkward voiceover because I don't know exactly what the hell I was talking about, but I was clearly trying to inform you on some serious information here and drinking coffee, and here we go with the lip options. So basically, this is Maybelline, and I don't know the name of it, but I'll put it in the description bar below. It's a dupe for Urban Decay's Stark Naked, and then also this is a brand new super matte, ultra matte lip paint from Girllactik. One is more orange in tone, and the Maybelline one on the right is more of a pinky sheer. So they're two completely different options. The reason I picked these two is that Girllactik lip paint that I'm showing you will last all day. So if you put this on, it will not budge when you eat, drink, nothing. So if you want something that's going to last you all day, I would recommend using the lip paint instead of the lipstick. Again, the lip paint is lip paint is matte, and so it dries to a matte finish. If you don't like that drying effect, then maybe this wouldn't be the choice for you. So I chose to go with the lipstick so it's more comfortable and I don't need a mirror to reapply throughout the day because it's such a flattering color. You can just apply without a mirror and you will be good to go. So putting that in, I want to thank you so much for watching. So I just wanted to mention too that obviously like on a typical day-to-day basis I'm going to wear my hair straight. So I have my straightener plugged in. This is the Paul Mitchell Pro Tools Express Ion Smooth Plus. It's very thin. I love this flat iron. I use it to curl my hair all the time. So everyone pretty much knows how to straighten their hair, but I just, as a hairdresser, I just like to let everyone know that you really don't want or need your straightener on super high heat, especially if you have fine, thin hair like me. Like, I don't really need to straighten my hair, but this is, so I'm gonna go in. I don't need to section mine, but if you have thicker, longer hair, you're going to want to section. But if you can just see the difference as far as how polished and smooth this side looks rather than this side is not. I have very thin on this side. So I'm just going to go in and bring the straightener down through the hair. And I already have a heat protector in here and some cream, like Fix It kind of product in here just to obviously protect it from any heat. And I just run the straightener through. Literally it takes 2 minutes and you have yourself a very pretty, you know, you just look done. You look done for the day. You look ready to conquer the world. And always remember to shut this bad boy off because you don't want a fire. But yeah, so I just wanted to insert this little clip too, just on your hair. It's super simple and easy just to run a straightener through your hair. It gives it that ultimate like super shiny look. That's what the Ion straightener will do for you. It has like a patented like technology in the actual barrel of the straightener that gives you that smooth effect. So if you just want to kind of look a little more put together, just run a straightener through your hair and run out the door and you are all set for the day. So again, thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you and I'll see you soon.